Hi everybody, it's me, PureLightTarot, and I'm back to give you guys this pick a card reading. So, this time we will be using this deck, Grandma Baby's Black Gold. This deck was given to me by a really good friend of mine. Love this deck. This is your ancestors talking directly to you in this deck. And so I'm going to have 4 choices. 4 or 5. I feel like I should do 5, so I'll do 5 choices. And if you haven't been here before, I shuffle on camera. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video. And if you'd like to skip the introduction when I'm shuffling and pulling the choices, the timestamps are in the description box. And also you can find the timestamps in the comments. So I'll see you at your reading. And for those who are staying, hi. Give me a second so I can shuffle these up really well. Okay, so let's get group 1. And I kind of feel like group 5 is a message for everyone. So if you're interested, check out group 5 also. This is one of those choices that's coming up in my head, but like a phantom. Like, you know, and it might not be for everyone. It might be just for the people, you guys who are watching me shuffle. So, for group 1, that's your ancestor card. Okay. For group 2, what is your ancestor card? All right. Group 3, what do your ancestors want to tell you? Group 3. Group 4. Group 4. And now group 5. Group 5. There we go. So for group 1, pyrite ring. For group 2, this is group 2. Let's spread it out a little bit. Group 2. For group 3, for group 4. And group 5. All right. PAL selection. So we have group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, and group 5. Group 1 is pyrite ring. Group 2 with this copper bracelet. Group 4, this rose quartz moonstone. Did I say group 4? Group 3. Group 4 with this random stone found it in Peoria, Illinois. And then group 5. If I'm not mistaken, this is what is this? Not obsidian. I think there was like because I got it out of like a crystal vending machine, and I think it said it was something moonstone. So if you know what it is, let me know. Group 5. But go ahead. Timestamps are in the description. Timestamps are in the comments. If you haven't chosen your group already, pause the video, and I will see you at your group. So pile 1, group 1, with the pyrite ring. Let's see what your ancestors have to say. And I had a feeling this was going to be in reverse. I'm not sure if I'm going to take it as reversed. Sometimes you can take these messages as reversed, just depending on what it is. But you have anchor. Alright, so let's see what your message from your ancestors is. Anchor. Give me a second, guys. Gotta find... Anchor. Stagnancy. 9 of spades. So I will try to give you a moment if you want to screenshot this, pause it and screenshot it. So it says, people get used to anything. The less you think about your oppression, the more your tolerance for it grows. To become free, you have to be acutely aware of being a slave. So this is Ashata Shakur, and if I'm not mistaken, that's Tupac Shakur's mom or sister. I think it might be his mom. It says this card asks you to step outside of your comfort zone as often as possible. So yeah, if you want to take a screenshot. Because sometimes stagnancy can masquerade as safety. Exiting only within the confines, only within, so I feel like some of you are exiting out of this, which is why it was in reverse. So some of you are exiting out of this. Existing only within the confines of the familiar can be a prison. Allow yourself to discover new modes of being, new ideas and activities. Literally move. Let trapped energy find release. Let freedom be a destination that keeps evolving and decolonizing itself. Alright, so I'm going to read it again. Stagnancy, 9 of spades, okay? And then the 9 of spades, 9 of swords is the card where the person's in a bed and like they have their head in their hands, and like that's my anxiety card. So again, with it being in reverse, I feel like you guys are moving out of stagnancy. You might have been feeling stagnant, but you guys are deciding to move out of it. So it says, people get used to anything. The less you think about your oppression, the more your tolerance for it grows. To become free, you have to be acutely aware of being a slave. This card asks you to step outside of your comfort zone as often as possible, because sometimes stagnancy can masquerade as safety. Existing only within the confines of the familiar can be a prison. Allow yourself to discover new modes of being, new ideas and activities. Literally move. Let trapped energy find release. Let freedom be a destination that keeps evolving and decolonizing itself. So again, if you wanted to screenshot, pause it. But group 1, that was your reading. Let me know how that resonated in the comments. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will catch you in the next one. Okay, group 2. So if you chose the copper bracelet, this is your reading. All right, another reversal. So we're going to see if the reversal is relevant. So I'm going to turn it upright. It's the snake card. So let's see what your ancestors have to say to you. And the way I say you reminded me of, what's it called? American Dad. And it's a episode with Snoop Dogg in it. And he has like the, and this may or may not be relevant while I'm looking for your thing. He has basically a marijuana factory where he makes edibles and like, you know, all of those things. And so one of the people, and it was kind of like Willy Wonka, one of the people, he climbed up some speakers, and Snoop Dogg was like, "That's too much bass for your face," and the guy ended up blowing his face off with the bass. And so the girl that he was with, and she was like a hippie, she was like, "Oh my God, you died the way that you wanted. I'm happy." She's like, "I'm crying for me, but I'm happy for you." So I don't know if that's relevant to y'all. Maybe you guys are doing something that's exactly what you wanted to do or wanted to be. And although it may be, making some people cry or whatever, but it seems like your ancestors are happy for you. Okay, so where is this? Lord, let me find it. Y'all can skip through all of this if you need to, because I'm still looking for the snake card. And I remember the snake says something about basically who is defining who you are. I feel like maybe you guys are doing something dangerous or something. So I just found it. So it says discernment, and it says the Queen of Clubs. So this card is the Queen of Wands, and so the Queen of Wands is a very charismatic card. So who decided the snake was a trickster or a devil? Who gets the power to tell our stories? Before our indigenous culture was demonized, before it was forced underground to protect us from violence, ancestors were thriving by it for thousands of years. And reuniting with a loving ancestor, and reuniting with our loving ancestors, we gain clarity about shame that was never ours to carry. We get to hear the stories as they were meant to be told. Generally, this card asks, are you a threat or are they threatened? Knowing someone somewhere benefits from your shame, ask, who is benefiting from yours? Who stands to gain from your disempowerment? And how have you become complacent in their cruel design? This journey of unlearning, and I think that you don't unlearn, like you'll always remember, it's just updating the program. And this journey of updating your program, updating your programming is long, but be willing to see it through to the end. Not just until it's convenient for you. If you're committed to shedding programming that isn't rooted in liberation, shed it all. So with the snake, I think, especially with it being in reverse, I feel like you guys are shedding these programmings, especially if your ancestors or you have family remedies or anything that you could have found on the internet, it could have been passed down, that people kind of look down upon, like herbal healing and crystals and all these things that our ancestors used to use that aid in their healing. And so I feel like people are like they're crying for you, because it's like, oh no, like say you became sick, and so like instead of going to the doctor and taking the pills that they were giving you, you decided to do some home remedies and it's working for you. Your ancestors are happy for you. Okay, so although people are weeping because they think that you are killing yourself, you're doing what it is that you love. You're doing what it is that's within your roots. So I'm saying just to use your discernment, especially when you do have people, again, these will be people who are trying to tell you your story, okay, or trying to demonize your practices or your ancient practices, especially practices that have been used for thousands of years before modern medicine came along, or whatever it is, because it can be more than medicine. So if you want to take a screenshot of the message, here you are. So yeah, I feel like you guys are like breaking free of these preconditioned or preconditioned ways of being, like as far as our current society. So congratulations. Okay. Again, people may be trying to demonize what it is that you're doing. And if you're getting into voodoo, wahudan, Santeria, or anything that, any ancient practices or spirituality, however it is, don't allow people to tell you your story, okay? So, group 2, that was for you. Let me know how that resonated in the comments. Don't forget to give me a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you later. So group 3. Let's see what your ancestors have to say to you. Okay, waters. We got the Queen of Cups. All right, very fitting for the water card. The Queen of Cups is a very emotionally stable and secretive card, okay? So, beginnings. This is an auspicious time to make a fresh start in some area of your life. This is from your ancestors now. Establishing a new daily ritual or creative or entrepreneurial pursuit bodes well for you now. You are awash in divine flow, casting off stagnancy and debris. Granted the opportunity to begin again. Don't let this beautiful energy pass you by. Wash and replenish your altar and or your head. Neglecting spiritual hygiene delays and can even block the blessings and opportunities attempting to enter your life. All right, I love that. And I'm being guided to look at the numbers. You have 1 and 7. 1 is the beginning and 7 is a lesson. So this may be a lesson for you. You may have chosen group 1, which was talking about casting off stagnancy, okay? And then 1 and 7 is 8. 8 is talking about like a money-making opportunity. 8 is talking about financial responsibility. But again, your responsibility is to be spiritually clean. Okay, so I'm holding this up so that you can take a screenshot. You can pause it. Take a screenshot so that you have your message from your ancestors. But yeah, don't neglect spiritual hygiene, okay? So if you need to clean your altar, which I'm looking at mine now, mine needs to be cleaned. Or you need to go ground yourself or do some cord cutting, because I know there's a lot of times, you know, we might stop talking to someone, but we got to remember to cut those cords also so that we can get their energy off us. Disconnect that. But yeah, group 3, that was your reading. Let me know in the comments how that resonated. Give me a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will catch you in the next one. So group 4, if you chose this rock from Peoria, Illinois. I pick up random rocks, try. I love it. This is your reading. Okay. So this one doesn't have a book meaning, which I will pull another card for you guys. But when the mirror pops up for me, and I love this card, and it looks like it's in a reverse. This is asking you to do some self-evaluation. Okay, you get 2 messages today, but with my mirror showing up, and especially in reverse, this is you probably neglecting yourself in a way of self-evaluation. And self-evaluation sometimes, crossroads in reverse. Sometimes it can look like you just talking out a situation that might have just happened between you, a friend, or a family member, and it's like accepting your part in it. Because I think a lot of times we're like, oh, I reacted this way because this person did this. And then sometimes, you know, that's cool because the person did that, but it's like, okay, but is this the reaction that I want to have when this happens? And if you're okay with that, that's okay. Self-evaluation is just acknowledging these things and deciding whether or not you're okay with it. If you're okay with it, cool. If not, then you're either need to work on that part of you, or you need to get away from that person that made you have that reaction, okay? That caused you to have a reaction that you didn't like, okay? But if you like cussing people out, baby, embrace it. Crossroads. Peace, love, and happiness. Sometimes people got to get cussed out. So let's see what your second message is. And we'll see if it's relevant in the reverse. So, Crossroads, 22 choices. Okay. You've reached a pivotal moment in your journey where a lesson has run its course. And this means you have to make a choice. This isn't a test. This is a gauge to see if you're ready to grow into your purpose. Can you accept your destiny at this time? Sometimes the answer is no. Growth isn't linear. Life isn't neat. And it says you aren't perfect, but I believe that you're perfect because you're created in the image of the Creator. And like, the Creator is perfect even within the imperfections, those imperfections oftentimes lead up to something that is way better for you, or leads up to something that needs to be overcame so that other people can see. It's a lot. It's a lot within it, but I believe that you're perfect. So it says, life isn't neat. I believe that you're perfect. So take the time. You're perfect because you're created in the image of the Creator. So take the time that you need. Just know that you can't avoid it forever. You will have to decide eventually. And again, that decision, being self-aware, and after conversations, after things happen, when you are alone in your room, however, in the shower, and you're thinking about the situation, there's nothing wrong with knowing how you contributed to a situation, whether you feel like you were wrong or right. Sometimes it is important for us to see how we are behaving so that we, again, can decide, is this how I want to continue to behave? Yes or no? Yes, so then, cool. No, then what do I do in order to make this better? And oftentimes it's either moving away from a person or just working on yourself a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's reminded me of my boyfriend because, I've gotten him to accept, quote unquote negative things about himself. He likes to kind of talk about people, and it's not in a bad way, but he will go on and on about talking about people. And I told him, I was like, you love doing that. And he was like, no, and I was like, it's all right. I mean, you don't have to necessarily like that you do it in a way, but when you accept it, then you get to decide whether or not you're going to continue doing it in this way, or you're going to watch what you say. And so he's way more aware. So it's just about awareness. And again, your ancestors just want you to reevaluate some things that you may do or say. And this is even people pleasing. If someone's always asking you for money, you're always saying yes, but you want to say no, you have to ask yourself, why do I keep on saying yes? And a lot of times that's rooted in insecurity or not wanting to disappoint someone. But if you notice you keep on putting yourself in a bad situation, you got to make a choice. Look, I can't keep helping you, blah, blah, blah. They made me beg, but look, people going to be mad, baby. So, group 4, that is your reading. Let me know in the comments how that resonated. Don't forget to give me a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you next time. So, group 5. Let's see which your ancestor message is. So we have Clover. All right. So when I was in the shuffle trying to decide whether I was going to do 4 or 5, I kind of felt like I saw 4, but then I felt like a phantom 5. So I feel like only a few of you guys picked 5. So let me know in the comments if you picked 5, because I am kind of curious about people picking this one. Okay, so luck. So yeah, you can screenshot it so you can have your message. 6 of Diamonds. Okay, so my 6 of Pentacles. Ancestors did not build health, wealth, or safety by chance in a system that classified them as property. They built relationships with spirits who could open doors, secure resources, and halt enemies of progress. These spirits were respected guests in their homes. They learned their favorite flowers, foods, and their names. Rituals for them were done regularly and authentically and with consistency. Your success, your survival in the face of ongoing oppression is not happenstance, it's work. In today's world, luck is evidence of either proximity to spirit through practice or proximity to colonial power as privilege, or both. All right. So your ancestors want you to to communicate with them. So go ahead and you can screenshot it. To communicate with them. If you haven't already, if you feel called to set up an altar, get to know your ancestors, get to know your grandma, your great-great-grandma, any of your aunties. My brother did an ancestry test, so I got a whole list of all my ancestors, so I just wrote their names down and I hung them over my ancestor table, and they'll tell me what they want. Someone told me if you drop something on the floor, 9 times out of 10 your ancestors want that. So the other day, because I didn't drop it on the floor. The other day, it's like garlic toast kept on being like the subject of my household. So I was okay. Like the ancestors want garlic toast, and like I actually did drop a clove of garlic on the ground. So I was okay. I'm gonna make y'all toast. So yeah, just pay attention, because they'll definitely tell you what it is that you want. This is a delicate relationship that just requires you to, trust yourself. Get to know the names of the people who in your family or ancestors. I feel like they'll also tell you, and just know that a lot of work or a lot of worldly placements or societal placements or things that we have in society, even protection, if you felt like you've always been protected like me. I've always felt like I was protected since I was a little girl. Sometimes that isn't quote unquote just luck. A lot of times it is because their ancestors working in the background, keeping you safe and protected. But that's if you believe in that. It's up to you. Like I said, only a few people would have picked this group. So let me know in the comments if that resonated. Group 5. Don't forget to give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you.